Jace Lejeune with Gridiron Football. Like they say, save the best for last on this media day at Gridiron Football. I'm here with Charter head football coach Patrick Clarkston. Coach Clarkston, always a pleasure catching you up about the upcoming season for sure. I know we got a chance to talk a little bit in the spring, but now it's kind of like pretty much like a follow-up interview, pretty much. But Coach, talk about last season, 7 wins last season, I believe, a winning season, 8 wins last season. So big deal, playoff appearance, and I know Knights fans are expecting more. But talk about last season real briefly before we go into 2025.
I think last season for us going in, we felt we had a really decent football team going in. Had a lot of kids that had played football the previous year that were going to be 2-year starters that following year. And so we felt that we had a really good chance to really kind of shake some things up. And, it was just one of those things that we was hoping we would have stayed one day, at least one more year. And really could have made a good bit of noise. But the kids, they came through it and they did, everything that we asked them to do. And we was able to be successful. We finished the 7-3 regular season. And then we won our first round playoff game, which we hadn't won in quite a while. Made it to the second round, and we kind of gave the number 4 team a good run for their money for the first half, and they was able to prevail later on. So, but other than that, I think that season was very, very successful. It gives us something to build upon for this next year.
Absolutely. The 2 that you bring, I know they're the main standouts, and we've seen a lot of them this year at our camps and our events. So obviously tell me about the 2 guys you brought here today to our media day.
Well, we got Ty Ford. Ty Ford, he's our athlete. He's our guy that does everything for us. He has been the starting quarterback the last 2 years. We hoping this year to kind of move him around a little bit due to recruiting. The coaches want to see him at different positions, so he has been working some corner and also working a little bit of wide receiver for us. So really think it's going to be a really big year for him, no matter what we put him at. He can also go back to quarterback too, where we know when the ball's in his hands, he's very dangerous. So what everybody knows when he has the ball in his hands, there's always a chance if the passing concept breaks down, he can always use his feet to get out of danger. So he's definitely a really good talent to have on the team and a great kid overall. Then we have Thomas Carter Jr. He's been a starting safety for us since his freshman year, so he's going to be a 4-year starter for us. Great kid, high ceiling, very athletic, explosive. If you want a big hit, he's going to give you the big hit on defense. He's going to play a little bit of wide receiver also to kind of help us out of that position. Those guys, they're going to really help us out this year.
Absolutely, Coach. Besides the 2 you brought today, tell me about some of the guys that aren't here today that you should expect big seasons from.
So we have Caden Wicker. Caden Wicker joined us this year. He's going to be our wing back. Fast kid, aggressive. Really expect a lot out of him this year. We hoping to have. I think the most rushing yards we've ever had a back half since I've been there was 830, I believe. I really believe he could be a 1,000-yard back for us. Our first ever in school history. So I'm just hoping that injury bug doesn't affect him. We should be fine. Then we have Brannigan Givens also. He's our starting running back this year. He got some reps in last year, and really hoping this year's going to be his breakout year for him. Fast, small, good leverage, low to the ground. Very explosive, he's a track kid. Really have a very high expectations for him this year. Then we have our guy that we have starting at quarterback for us right now is Carson Baxter. Carson's another one. He's an all-around player. Just in that class right there, we have so many kids that can do so many different things. So it's just to be able to put those guys in the right spot for them to be successful is our goal this off season. I think we have had the formula down pat. We just wait to see how everything goes for the for the season.
Obviously, you talked a little about the offense. So, what just kind of like an overall perspective on the offense and on the defensive side of the football?
For offense, I think we're going to be more of our spread T stuff that we normally do. We're going to run a lot of wing T concepts out of it. We're going to throw the ball when we need to. I always tell the kids we're going to throw the ball for first downs and touchdowns. So we want to keep the ball on the ground as much as we can and kind of push the issue that way, keep the clock running. Hopefully to be in our field at the end of the fourth quarter. Defensively, we just want to be real stingy. We want to be real stingy on defense. We want to fly to the ball. We want to move fast. We just want to be able to attack this year. I think that's the overall goal for defense this year, just to be an attacking group. And hopefully that gets us in a situation where we have those, second round, third round playoff games.
Well, I definitely will be calling one of your games this year against Episcopal. I know that for a fact. But talk about the upcoming schedule. I know it's a tough schedule, a tough district. That's an underrated 2A district for sure. But talk about the upcoming schedule for y'all.
Well, our schedule. Our first week we have Barnado. We've played them the last couple of years. They've had some good success against them. They're a really good team to start the season off against just because they were traditionally wing T type teams. So being able to be disciplined on defense is real key for us. And when you play teams like that, you have to be disciplined. So that's why I like kind of starting off the season with them. And then next week we're going to Market City, which is a 4A school. Hopefully we can have some success against them. We didn't get a chance to play them last year because the hurricane came through and messed up school for them, so they couldn't travel that week. And then we have LaGrange out of Lake Charles, which was a really good challenge for us last year. We ended up losing to them 14-21. So hopefully, we're hoping this year is going to be a lot different. Just because we didn't have that game that week before. So hopefully we have that game before that kind of gets a tune up for them, because everything is a progression for us. As we build on and on and on, the competition gets get more intense at that time. Then we play Northeast. We have Eastvale, which is going to be a rivalry game for us, as we're all from the same parish. The kids kind of get hyped up, parents get hyped up. I mean, everybody's related to everybody, so everybody's going to be to that game just to kind of help not only support us, but support both sides. Then we have Baker, we have Broadmoor, which is a good challenge for us, and then at the end of the season we have we got Episcopal, so it's going to be a great challenge for us. I think Episcopal kind of sets the standard for how we're going to finish the season out, the high level play that they do, that they play year in and year out. And then we have Dunham last, the Division II state runner-up. So hopefully, by that time we have any injuries, we kind of really give them a run for their money at that time.
Well, Coach, last question. I mean, 8 wins a year ago, a playoff win, and y'all starting to kind of get in that, with the district, top of heavy of the district, which is Dunham, Episcopal. You're starting to kind of get in that same mention as well. Why should Knight fans be really excited about this group and this team after the successful season you had last year?
Well, I'll tell you about this group here that we have, especially our senior class. Those young men have worked very, very hard to get us to where we're at now. They were our first middle school football team at the school, and so they've been playing a lot of football since middle school. And I tell you what, those young men, they work hard. They do exactly what we ask them to do. They do the little things, and that's what I always preach on, doing the little things correctly, because it makes the big picture look a lot better. And I just know that they feel that every game that they go into, that they have an opportunity to win. And for anybody that knows, that's dangerous on any side. So it gives us an opportunity. And I mean, our workouts have been phenomenal. We come in pushing some weight around. We're doing some unorthodox things. We're having kids pushing trucks, pulling trucks. We're just doing a lot of things just to kind of help build that morale to where it needs to be for us to be successful starting off in the season.
Coach, wish you nothing but the best of luck this upcoming season. Looking forward to it, and looking forward to see what this year's version of the Knights have in store for us. And speaking of Sarge Horror fans, make sure to go to our website, GridironFootballUSA.com, get our next magazine edition, and we'll have an in-depth season preview on Sarge Horror. So make sure to go to our website and order it at GridironFootballUSA.com.